Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Clay Soldiers. Play? Play? Clay Soldiers, Project Arid. Now, because I have a bit of a plan of how I'm gonna go about this for a bit, I'm gonna make sure that this is a briefer than usual installment. Because I have another project I'm needing to work on now. And another project above that. Suffice to say, my schedule is very filled. But I think now that the sand is mostly cleaned up, yes, that took forever, I should, why no turn on that? Anyways. I should show you a bit about what's been going on, what's been happening, you know. The usual. Okay, so. The Yellow Kingdom has gone an expansion. A very nice expansion too, I must say. So let me just show you around. Alright, so they got a couple of seating areas now. They've finished the fountain. They've also upgraded the crafting station to be more appealing and interesting. See, this has always been here, but they upgraded the guard tower. As you can see, I've gotten way better at crawling. So inside, you'll find the actual quarters where they train and also sweep. And if you keep going down, you'll find that sounds nice. And another sweeping corners. Either way, you get the idea. So they've expanded. Let me just fix that ever since the thing. Oh yeah. So, if we continue on, you'll see that they've made the town hall area a lot bigger, a lot nicer, including a place where they can actually hold meetings now. Like proper meetings, not just some meetings. They're also thinking of expanding further. The planning room is still the planning room, but this is like the actual meeting room. They've also expanded the complex here. Quite drastically, I would say. Like they added a few extra buildings. Including, they also expanded the hospital wing. They've given it an extra room, I believe. Huh. Anyway, so this is like a operating room if they need things now. Then they won't have to worry. It's like if they need emergency healing, they can. Otherwise, they just expanded it just because there's a pretty big war. They're gonna need a lot of it. A lot of support. The extra houses. And then the last major upgrade that they've undergone is to their library. I don't know if I've shown this one before, but they've added an extra wing to it here. And now opening is the R&D facilities. You see, after the disaster that was the Nebulous attack, they decided that housing all of their dangerous experimental items in a single area next to their town hall is not a good idea, so they put it in a freaking library instead. But they've this is what the scientist guys are gonna be working. They're gonna be researching new ways to fight back, more about that gunpowder. As you can see, one curious subject is already entering. As you can see, it's already well populous. Now, unfortunately, we still do not know where the oranges went. They are still missing. I hope we find them soon. That would be very bad if we didn't find them. This machine is still running. It's still draining all the lava. We don't know why it's doing that. I don't think any of the soldiers even found it yet. We're just still just inspecting, watching, waiting. Oh yeah, by the way, one thing that I always thought was fascinating was the fact that they have actually finished exploring. They gained a lot of items, including soul sand and clay, so they will get more members soon. So, you know what? I'm gonna do something I don't usually do. What should they add? Should they get more soldiers, or should they get more... I say civilians, but really... Okay, I should explain it. Soldiers are the ones that will actually be using the upgrades. Civilians means they can get more upgrades faster. That's generally how it is, and they'll fight as well, but they're not as strong. You get the idea, so... You get because, yeah, just enough. So it's really all your decision. What will the new additions to the Yellow Kingdom be? Oh, and another decision, if you wish, we will be holding another mini vote. Gonna try to involve you guys a bit more. The Magentas have been talking about the end times or something, apparently, that for us, not the end times in general. But basically, something's about to go down, they don't like it. Which is worrying, because they seem very capable and strong. But instead of telling us what, like, that would be helpful if they just told us what was wrong. They instead told us that they'll let us pick one of these items to mass supply. They will give us about 10 of each. Well, except for the yellow rule. The yellow rule was just in general. But so basically just poison, blinding dust. Apparently they got this from sources. They didn't elaborate. Armor, that'll make our armor stronger. Ranged weapons. More healing items. Or stronger melee weapons. So it's all up to you what we're gonna get next. This chapter and the next chapter, the voting will be there because I don't want to give you guys only one chapter to vote, but considering how long it'll take for another Project Aerith chapter to appear, I think that's more than enough time, so maybe it'll just be until the next chapter, I don't know, but we'll see. You'll see which one it is after this chapter comes out, and if you comments come in, if you can. But yes, please do comment. Any ideas, any thoughts, anything, it helps me figure out what I'm doing right, what I could do better. It just generally helps a lot. Trying to make things interactive, you know. There's a few more interesting things. I know this seems like a pretty low-key episode besides the opening cinematic, but you get the idea. So there's some more armor, no, ore. Don't know why I said that. Some more ore. Once we refine it, we can get stronger gods. Finally. Could probably help us kill those darn white greys. Anything else? What else do I talk about? Oh yeah. The hills are still a complete nightmare. They still look absolutely awful. But good news is we breached the wall. Bad news is... well, the glass yellow's been... Honestly, where did they come from at all, the Class Reds? Because, like, they just showed up. We don't know where they came from, who they are, what they do. It's just, we don't know anything. The Pinks are still there, like, marching around. It's just bad times, but we did reach the wall, which is always good. But we're gonna have to do better to take them out next time. It looks like there's a flying stuff, and even more so is the fact that they have set up it seems like the Reds over here, as you can see. Yeah, it turns out they are working with the Pinks. For what reasons we do not know, but the Reds have even had one of their drones up here, and it is currently loading, as you can see. So we don't know what it's going to be doing, but they've added an expansion, and they're even using an additional pillar as a loading bay, apparently. Yeah, that's going to be heavily guarded. I've heard that apparently one of the head researchers from the Reds are going to be here to sort of talk about stuff, and that's weird. Not as weird as this, though. Something's being built. And I know that lava wasn't here before, so I get the feeling that lava might have been taken from that pool over there. But it seems the Reds are constructing something. What it is, we don't know yet. All I know is that it's not gonna be good if it's helping the Pinks. Speaking of which, the Pinks are still currently besieging the Whites. They're in a stalemate right now because neither side wants to really give up. But apparently, despite it being a very bold decision, the Pinks and the Whites were both holding something very, very powerful. The Eternal Forge. It's said that the Whites discovered this from very powerful or ancient kingdoms, and these levers would activate it. They could forge an endless amount of them and melt the clay into being an instant army. It does not take a genius to find out that the Pinks likely want to weaponize this forge for themselves. And they were smart not going through the main gate and breaching the wall instead because they managed to take over the forge. But whether they will keep it, well, we'll have to see. They could keep it, or maybe they might not. Either way, admittedly, yet again, they're one step ahead. 2 steps ahead, really. And that's more accurate, right? They're not 1 step, but 2 steps. You know what, I should probably, like, seal this off just so they can't, like... Anything else I should add, or just... Well, the farms at the end I was making, apparently, there's some very interesting crops here. The Pinks seemed really interested in the potatoes for some reason. Don't know why. Oh, and the Whites have a mine over here, as you can see. It's a fairly deep mine into the mountains. It may look small, but they've already reached iron. So ignore what I just said, it's not deep at all. It's actually very, very fresh still. This entire kingdom is... And this isn't the main White Kingdom, oh no, it'd be way bigger than this. But the fact that they've taken over one of their kingdoms is more than enough to put the Pinks on the Whites' hate list. And the fact that they somehow got away with it again, they're not gonna take this kindly. What else? What else? There's a few more things I can add, and one of them starts with, Actually, no, I think that's everything. Besides that weird tower over there that's been burning for a while. I don't know what it is. And we still don't know what this Sky Sanctuary is. They also really did not like the oranges, as you can see from their plan. I mean, it was part of, they were fighting them for a while long before this. So it would make sense they would want to definitively win. But yeah, that's really all that's been going on. Some setup, some war, some things that may bring something else. And while we try to find a way past this blockade and maybe into that tower, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Maybe we'll find it. Maybe we'll find a way to get there and see what it is. Maybe this well is gonna have to be useful eventually. And maybe, just maybe, we will actually win. But something tells me that whenever the Reds are teaming up with Pinks for, it's not some small, tiny plan. They clearly knew what they were doing. This is too coordinated, too planned out to just be a 1, 2, 3, follow me. You get the idea. But yeah, so just if you want anything to be added to any of the kingdoms, just let me know. I'll read it, and if it sounds awesome, I'll probably add it. And don't forget, we got these 6 choices. Whatever you think is the most useful will be your decision. So yeah, that's really all that's been going on. Just a lot of updates that, although small, we already had a massive big battle. I think we can take a brief episode. I mean, it's not like anything crazy is happening. So let's just... I'm just gonna play my song, and then when my song is over, and I'm gonna be playing my song for a while, it'll tell me when we're gonna continue. Okay then.